headphones on. Let's do this.
Hey, do you know of a podcast I could listen to that has nerd and comic books and stuff? I really can't find one.
I say, you ever heard of the Nerd Dumb Podcast?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nerd Dumb Podcast, episode 273. I'm your podcaster without fear, Luke, and today I am joined with this uncanny guy.
Hi.
And an actual duck.
Absolutely not. I am the alliterative Andrew.
Oh, guys, how I know it's we took a little break prior to Thanksgiving through the holidays. How you guys been?
No, I've been good, just busy.
Busy doing what?
Oh, with the holidays and all, and Chris and I have been preparing the Gull trade paperback, getting that ready for print.
Ooh.
I lettered 9 pages in a single day the other day, getting that finished. Yes,
Wow,
a new record for me. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm excited for that. What about you, Ryan?
I've been working a lot, and then I took a couple weeks off from work, and I finished Baldur's Gate finally.
Ooh.
I did not like my ending.
Oh,
it was fine.
You didn't get to see Samus take off her costume? I haven't been following Baldur's Gate. How's that go?
So what ending did you get?
So my dude, so Karlak has to go back to, I don't know, like spoilers for Baldur's Gate, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you finished it, Luke?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Karlak has to go back to Avernus because of her heart condition. And so I decide to go back with her. And then I kind of didn't realize it'd be like permanent. Kind of. And so I leave my dear Gale without saying goodbye, apparently.
You just rolled out.
Yeah, I leave
see you when I see you, and you just
my
leave.
dear betrothed, my love interest, and I say peace out, and I just go to hell with my bestie.
Yeah. But you get that really cool metal ass scene where you're diving into an army of demons while she's smoking a cigar like Arnold from Commando,
which is cool. And then I'm like, so Will is like, I'll go with you, and I'm like, nah, that's fine. Well, then he goes anyway, and I would have totally was like, well, I guess if you're gonna go anyway, you can come with us. So I didn't realize that would play out that way. And then like the after credits, like the scene, and have like a reconcile with Gale, and Gale's like, you just left, and I'm like, I didn't even say goodbye. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll come back as soon as we figure out how to fix Karlak's heart. And he's like, okay, as long as you still love me. And I was like, yes, I still love you.
See, I guess because that's the exact same ending that I got, but Karlak was the love interest, so it made sense to go with her. Sure. So it was me, her, and Will conquering demons together. And then we came back and they're like, hey, we might have found a way to fix it. So cool. But yeah, no, it's funny that we had almost the exact same ending.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I found the Triforce and defeated Ganondorf, but I think I played a different game.
I bet you there's someone that's played a Link playthrough of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's like an elf fighter or something like that. It'd be cool if you chose not to answer any questions. Like you just mute.
Oh.
Just like Link. Like they're like, what do we do? And you just stare at them. And then they decide what they're gonna do anyway. into
just like that.
Have you ever played with like another player character in your campaign?
I haven't. I wanted to, and then we talked about it, and then it's kind of I really wanted to just finish my story before I got involved in anybody else's, and then that took over 300 hours.
Wow. This is why I haven't started the game yet.
Yeah.
It'll get
too
you.
Much other stuff going on.
It'll get you.
I know how I am.
But if you're playing, because I made our D&D characters on one of mine, and if I go and talk to your character, it says like the light that was once behind your trusty companion's eyes seemed to have dulled. And you just sit there with like this half smile on your face, just talking to a wall, just blank. And I'm like, I like the way that they did that. And then you can literally go put them in the it's like a magical like dresser, like a magical closet that you can just go dismiss your players to. And so just in your camp, there's just this like armoire sitting in your camp that's like sparkly, and you're like, well, what is that? And you open it up and you can retrieve a player character that you want to do. I was like, okay, that's neat. I did see that they're adding a bunch of new subclasses.
Yes.
Oh,
and I was like,
like what?
There's like the Hex Blade for the Warlock. Like each class has a new it's like there's 12 new
Can you play as
subclasses? No, not yet. That would be fun though.
Divine Soul Sorcerer.
It's patch 8, and it has Path of the Giants for barbarians.
That would
and
be
a
fun.
Death Domain cleric.
Ooh.
And Circle of the Stars druid.
Oh, that's a fun one.
And Oath of the Crown paladin. Arcane archer for the fighter.
That's nice.
Drunken master for the monk. Swarm keeper for the ranger. Swashbuckler for the rogue. Shadow magic for the sorcerer. X-blade for the warlock. Blade singing for the wizard. And that's it.
Cool.
See, I would love to go make a Nightcrawler and just make him a swashbuckling rogue and just like a tiefling with no horns. That would be awesome. I did try and do I was basing him on the Daredevil from Marvel 1608. Was that what it was? 1608? Yeah. The Daredevil, the blind like monk bard guy. I didn't get too far into that playthrough, but it was pretty fun. Monks are fun because you just keep punching repeatedly. Oh man. No. So I think last time we talked to Agatha, but I'm sitting there trying to think other things that had come out or wrapped up since then. And I can only think of a bad thing. I sat and tortured my way through Joker 2.
How is that?
I didn't finish it.
It's much better when you can fast forward.
Watch it on 2 times speed.
Well, no. Anytime they start singing, I'm like,
How many times do they start singing?
A lot. But sometimes it's just for like just a little bit, and they'll just go back and forth, and then they stop, and then other times it's a whole production, and I'm just like, so it tries to be like 4 movies that nobody wanted.
I get
in
that.
one movie that nobody wants. Chelsea and I were talking about, we don't know what one was harder to get through, that or Madam Web.
Oh, I didn't even bother with Madam Web.
Oh yeah. It's because Madam Web is bad, but there's at least you can see kind of what they're trying to do.
I was entertained by Madam Web. It was bad, but I was entertained.
Like a train wreck, right? Like I gotta keep watching this. But yeah, Joker wasn't even that. Like it didn't know what to do with itself. in a sequel that no one really asked for.
Yeah, I didn't think that it needed a sequel given the first one.
No. It ends differently than I thought it would, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I still don't care, but it is what it is. But yeah, I got through that. But to get that taste out of my mouth, I did start watching Creature Commandos.
Oh yeah.
And I know you've watched it, Andrew. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, I like Creature Commandos. It felt like Suicide Squad 2.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, it really has the feel of his Suicide Squad movie. But everybody gets a whole episode, I think. Every character.
Yep.
They get a nice little look into their background. We get to see some characters that aren't typically put on the screen, like Frankenstein and Dr. Phosphorus. Yeah, some unusual characters there.
Yeah. Clayface has a little bit of a cameo, and as I was going through the IMDb, it said Alan Tudyk is Clayface, and I was really hoping we were going to get Harley Quinn style Clayface. That's not what we got. Not at all. No. Not at all. Very different vibe. But I was thinking the same thing. I was like, it's Suicide Squad with sprinklings of Doom Patrol, just with the monster aspect of it.
Yeah, and everybody somehow has a worse tragic backstory than the first. Yeah.
I loved the voice cast. They did a fantastic job. The Bride was awesome. I like, Alan Tudyk is Dr. Phosphorus was fantastic because
GI Robot was fun.
GI Robot,
that
Weasel
character for a while.
Yeah, that's the amount of Nazi killing. If you could choose to do anything, I'd like to be with my friends, killing Nazis. One thing that's like a minor thing, but I was like, okay. James Gunn putting himself in the intro credits was a little weird.
Agreed.
Because they're like the Bride and this, and then it's like James Gunn, and he's sitting there typing on his computer. I'm like,
so is he in the show?
He's in the intro of him writing the show. Interesting. Yeah, it's a choice. I did like that they had Diebeard from Peacemaker in there. That was cool. It's almost exactly what I thought it was. Like, you're right, it is like an animated version of his Suicide Squad, like violence and everything, people exploding. The music in it, most James Gunn stuff, I really like the music in it, but this one was really niche for me because I've been listening to Gogol Bordello for years now, and he does a lot of the soundtrack to the point where they animate him in one of it's like the flashback fight scene between Frankenstein and the Bride that's happening throughout the years. And I was like, okay, that was a little out there, but it really fit with where they were at. But yeah, just overall, I really liked it. I was like, it was perfect amount of episodes. Everyone got their own thing. It was fun.
I liked it. It doesn't go on too long. It doesn't feel padded, which is nice in the same.
They're like 25-minute episodes, I think.
Yeah,
brisk. It was really good. It was almost minus the James Gunn putting himself in the credits. It would have been, that's such like the smallest nitpick. It was just, I was like, all right. But other than that, I loved it from start to finish. Every episode was as good as the one before it. So highly recommend. And again, it's only 7 episodes, 25-minute episodes. It's not
a huge commitment.
Yeah. No, you can just fly through it. Lower Decks. Where are you guys on that?
I have finished it.
So have I.
Let's hear about it.
I love that show, and I am sad that it's over.
Same here.
It was a good ending. I like that they seem to like pull out all the cameos for this ending. I love the episode. Probably my favorite episode is the one where they're stranded on the time dilation planet, where they're there for a few minutes.
Oh, right, because they spilled the drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, they spill the drinks on the transporter, and so that takes a few minutes, but that means that they're on the planet for like months.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I love that episode. And then they find a Data's head.
Purple Data.
Purple Data. Yeah. And the Enterprise was purple.
Purple, why wouldn't you? I get that.
And the occasional the purple Enterprise D, just abbreviated to Purple D jokes. That was great. And I love the bit about Starbase 80 and alluding to it throughout the series and then how it ends.
Right.
I really liked that. Fitting, yeah. Well done. Well done story arc. Well done episodes. And I am just so sad it's over.
Same here. It was the first Star Trek that really moved the story forward. And it gave me what I wanted and not in the way that I expected, which is always ideal.
I remember being skeptical of it when they first brought the idea up, and then I watched that first episode and I was like, "Oh, this is for me."
Oh, right.
This is 100% for me. Do we know when Strange New Worlds is coming back? I thought it was supposed to be sometime early April.
Okay.
Yep.
So I've been enjoying Strange New Worlds because it's very similar tonally to the original series of Star Trek. A little sillier. A little more wagon train to the stars.
Ryan, before we started recording, you said that you had started playing Marvel Rivals.
I have. Yeah, so I finished Baldur's Gate, and then I was like, I'm going to start a new game. And then I didn't. I started playing Marvel Rivals, so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not, because I do not like these kind of games. I do not like the first-person shooters, the 6v6 or thing. I don't like Overwatch. I don't like any of this kind of thing. So I was like, I'll give it a little shot. And I am hooked. And it's a problem.
I'm in the same boat. Like, it's not normally my kind of game. Like, I like first person shooters. I just don't like the hero first person shooters because I don't like
any first person shooters.
I like the customized aspect of those where these ones are not. But I went through and I was just like, this roster of characters is so all over the place.
Eclectic.
Great. It's great.
So I just pulled up the list. I'm going to go through it real quick. You get Captain America, Doctor Strange, Groot, Hulk, Magneto, Penny Parker, Thor, Venom. Those are your Vanguard heroes. And then you've got your duelist heroes. Black Panther, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hela, Iron Fist. Not Danny Rand Iron Fist.
No. Which confused the hell out of me for a while.
Right. Iron Man, Magic, Mr. Fantastic, Moon Knight, Namor, Psylocke, Scarlet Witch.
Not Betsy Braddock Psylocke either.
No, it's the Peach Momoko Demon Days one, right?
Yep. Spider-Man, Squirrel Girl, Star-Lord, Storm, the Punisher, Winter Soldier, Wolverine. And then those are your duelists, and then you have your strategists: Adam Warlock, Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, Loki, Luna Snow, Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, and Jeff the Land Shark.
Yay! More animal characters. I'm really hoping for a Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
The first time I played it, I was literally just Jeff underwater. I did nothing. I just under the ground, just swimming around as Jeff the Land Shark. Yeah, it's a really weird grouping of characters. Because like Luna, Snow, and Mantis.
You could
interact
reskin Groot into like Man-Thing probably pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
The interactions the characters have with each other in the game, like the voice lines that they have to interact with each other, is fantastic.
Squirrel Girl is so wholesome.
Yeah. And like when they take each other down, they have some type of really like comics relevant thing to say. And when they're interacting in the waiting room, they have something really neat to say, even if they don't really have a lot of history together. I really love it.
Have you played as Thor?
A little.
With he's got that big booming, like what you think Thor sounds like voice. And I like all the different I did look at all the skins that they had for him, and I was like, the one where he's very comic accurate with the chainmail on the arms. It's not like the original Thor, but more like, Thor from the movies. Committed. But yeah, no, and then
I really liked the one where he has like that ethereal cape.
Yeah. When he was the herald of what do they call it? The Herald of Thunder. He's the Herald of Galactus.
I like the Rockabilly Squirrel Girl. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm a little disturbed that they have the Maker as Mr. Fantastic skin, because that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And Malice as the Invisible Wound skin. I really like
Right,
that.
just right out of the gate, they went with Malice.
Yep.
Malice and the Maker.
So I have a comic cover of Sue with a bunch of her like different costumes and stuff on that, and I was like, oh, look. So Adam Warlock was a little weird for me. I
got some success with him with his resurrection. He's kind of like Mercy.
Yes.
I'm told. I didn't ever play Overwatch.
I would say if you want to play the game like most of those shooters, just play the Punisher, because he's there's nothing real special about him. He's got a gun. Like if you're playing to play it as a shooter, just play as Punisher, because that's all he does. I guess Rocket does too.
Yeah. When he does his turret thing and he's stationary, and and I'm Doctor Strange, that's the best time to use a Doctor Strange portal and just portal him off the map.
Oh man, dude, it was like the third game I played. The opponent had a Doctor Strange, and he portaled our exit.
Oh yeah.
And so we hadn't seen the map yet, right? We're just still locked in the room. Door opens, and the portal is right up against it, and we just fall to our deaths.
Yes.
The whole team. Innovative. I was impressed.
I haven't done this, but I saw a video on it about playing with Groot and making the walls, because you just get more and more health on top of your health with those walls as they're being attacked. And I was like, ooh, that could be, if you play that the right way, that could be very, very effective in that game.
The walls also attack as Groot attacks.
So you can bounce them off it and double attack them. Yeah. I did see a meme that was like, where's the healer? We need the healer. And it was like, healer cornered by Iron Fist.
Yes.
Just repeatedly punching him in the face.
I have greatly enjoyed playing Iron Fist and sneaking around to the back of the team and just taking out the healers is great fun. Just doing my little wall walk and walking around, sneaking around the back.
And pummeling
the healers. Great fun.
See, now I'm just waiting for, and I have seen the joke meme before everyone sends it to me of, hey, look, the new Daredevil first person view of Marvel Rivals has leaked, and it's just a black screen.
Oh, that really denies his radar.
Get it? Because he's blind. But they could really just reskin a lot of what Iron Fist and Moon Knight do and make it a Daredevil character, and then I will be really into the game. But yeah, I did some upgrades on my computer. I got a graphics card and stuff in there and some more RAM. So I'm actually able to play something like that on my computer. So I was like, let's try Marvel Rivals. So it's been fun. I wanted to talk about Skeleton Crew of the Star Wars The Skeleton Crew. The duck has retreated. Ryan, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't. This is
Okay.
the first Star Wars
What is
thing.
it you don't like about it?
Everything. This is the first Star Wars thing I don't like. I don't like any of it. I don't like the kids. I don't like where
Not
we
even
are.
KB?
I don't like I don't like the story that we're telling. I just don't care. I want to. I don't care.
I can see the pain and feel the pain in your voice.
I've never
saying
felt
that you
this
don't
way
like
about a Star Wars thing.
I'm sorry. It gets easier in time.
My boyfriend loves it.
It's that meme. First time.
I don't care. And I want to so bad.
Yeah.
I
Andrew?
like the owl person.
Oh.
That's the
Oh,
only
yeah?
thing I like. I liked the owl person.
Nice. Owls are cool. Superb even. But I have no intention of watching this. I was rather pressed into watching Acolyte, which is whatever. And so I think I'm going to wait until, what do you call it? Andor season 2. I really liked Andor. I like a high-minded social commentary in my Star Wars.
See, I don't even like Andor, but I liked everything about Andor except Cassian.
Well,
So,
you're getting K2 next season, so you'll be fine.
I know.
You'll get there. See, I have been enjoying Skeleton Crew. It gives me like the Goonies vibes.
Sure, and I love the Goonies, but I'd rather be watching the Goonies.
No, I get it. And if at first, like the kids are, especially the little boy, I can't remember their names right now. The little boy with the curly hair, and then the girl who's like the captain.
All their names are stupid. Wim.
Yeah.
You know their names, right?
Yes, Wim
but
is
listen,
the little boy's name.
We already made fun of Jod, Jod Norwood before the show
At
even
least
came
they're
out.
like some type of redeeming quad. Yeah, it's
Jod Norwood.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
like Jod
also
Norwood or
stupid?
something. Yeah.
Sounds well.
Hey, there was a lightsaber in the last episodes. So that was fun.
Yeah. And it's not even a very good lightsaber.
It's not. But
is it
It's
like
the most generic ass lightsaber.
It's an ass lightsaber?
Yeah.
Everyone's wanted one of those. But no, it's I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
There is one thing. It took me a while to recognize him. It has oh my gosh, why can't Steve Urkel? Steve Urkel's in this.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, hey, the original voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Yeah, wasn't he a genie on DuckTales too back in the day?
I think so. I was like, someone get that man a chili dog. But no, I've liked it because it has like still trying to figure out the planet that they came from and where in the lore that sits and why it
doesn't.
The way it was has been interesting to me. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it more than Acolyte. Acolyte was tough to get through.
I didn't think that a story of Acolyte was very good, but I liked the lore it was contributing. But
it's
not contributing any lore either.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We still have one more episode. We'll see how it wraps up. I think just them trying to introduce Plagueis and Yoda at the end of Acolyte. And I'm like, stop acting like you're getting another season of this. You knock that off right now. You can't throw that out in the last episode and expect me to forgive you. So, hey, maybe they'll do something like that for you, Ryan. Maybe they'll throw something out and you're like, oh, it's too late for that.
Yeah.
But no,
What
I've
year does it take place in?
enjoyed it. It's
era?
after the fall of the Empire.
Mhm.
Okay.
So New Republic era.
Okay.
But we don't know how far into the New Republic because it's all
seems
kind of
fairly early New Republic, it seems.
They are
Like
the
Mandalorian?
Rebellion style X-Wings that show up. So it's
Yeah.
not the new X-Wings yet. So it's still the old ones. So it's probably around the same time Mandalorian, I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
seems
just
right.
what my
They
brain
have not done
cannoned.
much to date it though. They're very, very isolated. As far as
You don't like pirate robot?
context points. What?
You don't like pirate droid?
Shmi? No.
What?
SM-33?
Shmi.
Oh,
This thing is
Peter Pan?
this is
real?
yeah, this is like Treasure Planet
Yeah.
and Peter Pan and a splash of Goonies, and then they slapped a Star Wars skin on top of it.
I liked Treasure Planet.
I don't.
I liked all of those things.
I
so
don't
think that's
I don't
why,
like Treasure Island, and I don't like Treasure Planet either. And that's probably part of my dislike for it too.
I was
Yeah,
going to say,
no,
everything you just said, I really enjoy.
I've never liked those stories. I don't know why. It's never caught me.
Yeah, I've had a good time with it.
I'm glad. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm like, this is it's not bad. I just don't like it. Like there's nothing like inherently like this is a terrible way of telling a story, blah 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 blah. It's just I don't like it, and it's fine.
It's good. Yeah. I was sitting there kind of going through like the calendar of the next movies that we have coming out, like superhero and movies and TV. And I believe the next one is Captain America. And
Captain Falcon.
I started rewatching Falcon and Winter Soldier to get kind of, back up to back up to speed, just kind of what's going on. But I forgot how funny that was. Just the interactions between Bucky and Sam. Hilarious. And it's always just kind of that. It reminds me of the Don Cheadle, Robert Downey Jr. kind of back and forth, which has been missing in a lot of stuff. But those guys kill it. So I'm excited to see, because I think we have that, and then after that, I think the next one is Daredevil in March, and then like Superman's in July. And so Thunderbolts is around that same time, I believe. I think it's another summer one.
God, it feels like we've been seeing ads for that for years now.
Right. And it's just like, I was trying to think when the last in theater MCU movie was. And I want to say it was the Marvels.
Oh.
So it's been a minute since we've had MCU. I'm double checking myself. Just MCU anything really. So Thunderbolts is May 2nd. Captain America is February. Oh, we had Deadpool Wolverine in July of 2024, but like mainline MCU, we haven't had anything since November 2023 in the Marvels. We didn't have anything in 2024 so as a whole, that's weird, when we got used to.
That's still echo from the writer's strike.
That's true. I'm just saying, like release date from what we had been used to. Just like,
I think the world collectively sighed, and we're going to hopefully get marginally less superhero content, but
right. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Longer. Just cook
Yeah,
it.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just been because we're used to 2-3 a year.
Oof, it's too much.
And then a whole year off. I kind of liked the phase 1 pacing where it was like, this is Thor's year. Next year's Captain America's year. And then we get the Avengers. But then we also have the other one that's coming out in 2025 is Fantastic Four, and that's July. So we didn't have any last year, and we're getting 3. Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. I'm hoping I want them to I want it to be like this next phase or whatever they're doing to kind of be more of a renaissance, kind of try and bring back that feel.
Yes, and I hope
those other ones, but
I hope they bring back the feel without just bringing back all the actors.
Right.
Just hitting Control Z a whole bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not Iron Man anymore. He's Doctor Doom. It would have been funny to make him Anthony Druid. Make him all sorts of different doctors.
Man.
How many more iron suited people can they bring him back as?
There's a number of evil Iron Men from the old Exiles comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was an Iron Doom.
Screw it. Bring him back as Stilt Man. Let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah. Go ahead.
Have you guys watched What If?
Yes.
I saw the Howard the Duck episode, which probably shouldn't surprise you.
You should. Is that the only one you watched?
Yeah, so far.
Oh, you should. If you don't watch any other ones, you should continue to watch the 2-part ending because it kind of continues that part of the story.
Fantastic. I saw that Storm is in an episode.
I really can't wait for the episode to auto subtitle that.
Resonant squeal.
Yeah. We'll just get that on a t-shirt for you for your birthday.
Yeah, I freaked out. I was so excited.
Is that the penultimate episode or the last one, or which?
Yeah, it's part of the 2-part ending.
Oh, the Storm one is?
Yes.
All right, rad. Yeah, we'll keep going.
Yeah. I was so excited to get. I want that action figure so bad.
Nice.
I need this action figure.
So she's like Goddess of Thunder, Storm?
Yep.
Like Asgardian Wars? Does she look like that?
Yep.
Rad. I love that story. Art Adams killed it on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was so excited to get that Storm with that voice, and I was like, this is something I never thought I'd see.
Who does the voice?
It's Storm. It's
from the X-Men cartoon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rad.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny because I had when that happened, like when I saw that, I had just read in the newest the Immortal Thor. They were kind of doing that same thing. He collected Beta Ray Bill and Storm and himself, and they're basically throwing the hammer between each other and transforming. And she was in that get up when she's fighting this giant, like, alternate dimension Asgardian thing. It was pretty cool. So then, seeing that immediately after I read the comic, I was like, awesome. This is great.
Nice.
So on the business side of comics, the distributor of all of the comics for a long time, and they were pretty much the only game in town for a while. Diamond Distributing has filed for bankruptcy. Which
how does a monopoly go bankrupt?
Well,
yes, that's an excellent question. I have a theory.
What's your theory?
Well, I had to deal with Diamond for 10 years as a manager of a comic shop, and they were terrible and always have been. But in the last couple of years, they got progressively worse, and especially in the last year or so. They managed, so they lost their monopoly essentially because their direct market, who is the comic shops, a lot of them went out of business during COVID. A lot of comic shops closed during COVID or because of it. And so their direct market, their monopoly was no longer as valuable to the creators that needed their comics distributed. And so they sought different avenues to distribute their comics because Diamond was no longer the best game in town to do so. And
so other distributors have popped up because
like I believe
Lunar,
Penguin.
So
this was the quote from them, their letter that they sent out. It says, "Dear valued customer, I'm writing to share one of the most challenging messages of my career. Earlier today, Diamond made the difficult but necessary decision to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This step is intended to stabilize our financial foundation and protect the most vital aspects of our business. This decision was not made lightly. I understand that this news may be difficult to hear as it is for me to share. The Diamond leadership team and I have worked tirelessly to avoid this outcome, but the financial challenges we faced have left us with no other viable option. Chapter 11 will provide us with the opportunity to restructure and address our financial obligations. This process will likely include the sale of key assets of Diamond comic distributors. We have already received commitment from Universal Distribution to purchase Alliance Game distributors, coupled with a signed letter of intent to purchase Diamond UK. And then it kind of keeps going on, saying that they're going to be transparent through the process and keep everyone informed.
So to our dear listeners, Alliance is the main distributor of board games and miniatures and dice and all of that fun stuff that you see in comics and game stores. That's where you order from, and they were part of Diamond.
Yeah, I had swung by earlier today, and I was talking with Kylie at the Nerd Store, and he was saying how much nicer it is to deal with Lunar than Diamond. Said they had a damaged shipment, and he was prepared to go through the whole process that they did with Diamond, with like getting pictures of the broken stuff and putting in claims and all that stuff. He said he went through, and they said, yeah, okay, no problem. That was it. They just, okay, cool, we'll send you another one. Said it was really, really easy and hassle free. And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, customer service is big, especially in the industry. So, but yeah, it was crazy. I just saw that earlier today. I thought that'd be fun. And I knew Andrew would have some insight into it.
I'm happy to add my insight. I didn't think anybody would cry foul.
All right. Has anyone read anything you want to talk about?
Yes, I read the what if Mickey Mouse and friends became the Fantastic Four, and it's a by the numbers retelling of the first issue of the Fantastic Four, but with Donald Duck and Minnie and Mickey as the characters. It's fine. For what it is, it's fine. I mean, I'm a fan of this nonsense, and even then, it's just okay. So it might be worth checking out. It wasn't quite as tonally strange as the Old Man Logan Donald Duck story, but it was fun. It was worth the price of admission.
Yeah. Ryan,
I read recently. I'm catching up on some things, and Gwenpool Strikes Back came out in 2019. I read that recently, and that was really good. It reminded me how much I like the Gwenpool series. But it was in a time where they were I guess pressuring Gwenpool to be either retconned to be something more normalized or just like removed entirely. So the whole comic miniseries is about trying to justify Gwenpool being a like not just any comic book character and like solidifying her powers or some such. It was really, really interesting how meta it was about how much Marvel executives were trying to put pressure on trying to make Gwenpool into something she wasn't originally and retconning her. And it seems like they put in a lot of effort of being like, we're going to canonize this so the future writers can't change it, or we're going to make this so that the future writers can have this context to do this with her. And what was interesting at the end, it seems like they did were forced to do a specific direction, but in the end they made her a mutant, and she ends up on Krakoa, and which I mean, I've read comic books after this, and I don't remember Gwenpool ever being on Krakoa. But yeah, she was holding
the camera the whole time.
Yeah, she has an unspecified mutant power at the end of this miniseries, and I don't know where this plot point gets picked back up again. And so now I'm really curious, and I'm going to go on a hunt for this information. But yeah, it was a really good series, and it's just an exploration of what makes Gwenpool so interesting as a comic book character, and why she deserves to be who she is, and why she deserves to be different than just a regular comic book character. And I thought it was really interesting and refreshing.
I'm trying to remember.
A fight for her origins.
I'm trying to remember. Didn't she originate from just like a variant cover? Like someone
Chris Pacello did it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was
variant cover, and then they were like, let's make a character
covers
out of it.
For that month, and it was for the Deadpool one.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So I read a bunch. I'm getting caught up. I've got a couple trades I'm working through of Chip Zdarsky's Batman run. It's been great. It really scratches that itch that Daredevil is not doing right now, because Chip Zdarsky is not writing Daredevil anymore. But it's really good. But I did just pick up this. It's the Red Band Daredevil Unleash Hell, and it's the Elektra Daredevil, which I really like that the word font on it. It says Daredevil, but it's in the Elektra font that they've been doing for years. So pretty love that. So yeah, this one's one of their Red Band ones, so there's more blood. But it's really good, and they're kind of, there was a character that Charles Soule created back after Secret Wars 2015, whenever they did that, called Muse. He's a Daredevil villain that actually is going to show up in Born Again. So I see why they're bringing him back, but they killed him pretty good in the comics. So now he's like, because his whole thing is he was an artist, and he was killing people and like making sculptures out of like their limbs and stuff to, because he's insane. But now he's like physically in hell, and somehow he is not possessing or influencing this younger artist to start doing his work again. So it's interesting.
All art is derivative.
Straight up murders her art teacher because she didn't capture the emotion correctly. But yeah, it's good, and I'm excited to read more of that. But I also just picked up Absolute Superman #1. I did talked about Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, where it's just kind of a slightly different telling of origin stories. This one's Jason Aaron. He did that run on Thor that was phenomenal. So yeah, in this one, they really dive into like the early or the class system on Krypton at the beginning, and instead of his parents being like in the science council, they're kind of just farmers and like grunt workers, and yeah, and so they don't really say it. They don't kind of they're not like, it's not like Red Sun where like, oh, Superman landed in the Soviet Union, right? They don't really show where he landed, but he's kind of just moving around the planet and like helping like oppressed people. Like in this one, there's like a diamond mine in South America that is, they're sending him in there, and there's asbestos everywhere. And like he goes in and does all the work, so the people don't get killed going in there to do this work from this evil corporation, the Lazarus Corporation, and their guards that they call the Peacekeepers, and they're basically armored mech suit peacekeeper with the helmet on, so that they're just kind of like a bunch of little like peacekeepers.
So everybody's got the toilet seat.
Yeah, everyone's got it. And so he's just kind of going around helping oppressed people, and like fighting against like corporate greed and stuff like that. So it's a little different, but it still feels like it's Superman being Superman, like helping people, but not screaming, truth, justice, in the American way with a bald eagle on his shoulder. So there's 2 more out that I'm going to pick up later this week, but I enjoyed it. And I've liked a lot of the absolutes. Like the Absolute Batman was from Scott Snyder's been really good. And same with the Absolute Wonder Woman. So yeah, they're just, they are what they are, but I've enjoyed them. I want to read more for sure. But yeah, that's really all I got for the episode tonight. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or plug before we head out?
Oh, for sure. Chris and I can be found at ValidityStudios.com. We've got Kickstarters coming up for the trade paperback of The Gull, since I got the last 2 stories lettered over the break. And Chris is on Whatnot at 7:30 on Mondays. Typically, he wasn't last Monday because of the incident, but he's doing better now and should return next Monday.
Good.
Do you know when your Kickstarter is going to launch?
February ?
Okay.
Excellent. That's going to be the name of the episode. February ? Or the incident. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for listening. You can find us on Facebook, wherever you find podcasts, Instagram, X, Threads, all that. We're there. So thanks for listening. And yeah, Ryan,
Don't forget to subscribe.
you may now exit the dome. Oh shit, Chris isn't here.
Fuck responsibility.
I can see the whole time.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say here.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.